Nuke to start us off. And a CT start for the Ninjas. Okay, this looks very, very clear intentions from Na'Vi. Look at this util. It's already both sailing through the sky. The smoke blocks off the vent drop. A door swings open to imply blamef's been spotted, but he beheads Boomich and confirms no. What the hell? He pushes further forward. He loses that vantage point, and now Na'Vi will take the lead.
Okay, 4v3 situation. This one can stall out for a moment here. Na'Vi don't need to thrust themselves forward anymore. NIP are the ones scrambling for territory. The call's being made. Perfecto fast over towards
He's talking a lot.
Yeah, jumping. He's going to be that first man in. Now that utility right now on Electronic, 2 flashes. It's not going to help them secure that lower side. And Hampus peers on in with his head.
Easy, Hampus. He's hard committing to these duels, and it does lead to his demise. And up to LNZ now to do the impossible. They want to take that space. They'd rather just take the jewels. Na'Vi trust their crosshairs. Some flub movement. Does get around the corner, but Simple does not let off the gas. And yeah, Device, you got a 1v4, mate? Don't think so. Neither do Na'Vi. They can get the info, and he can get the first kill, maybe the second. Perfecto denies, and Na'Vi just clean up.
Yeah, after those early exchanges, it stayed to that wolf pack. You could see that they wanted to take the fights, but so did NIP. Not going in their favor with those USPs, but just that little detail that you pointed out with the pistol round. Now, that's something that's going to stay in this game throughout, right? The molly top heart, the smoke that gets lobbed on out to land front squeaky. It's all about smoke and mirrors here. And plotzz actually played heads up to deny that vent drop, so you can see the information game starting from that pistol round. A force buy out from NIP here, and well, the best they have to boast is some deagles and a CZ. Util light on, bit, nading open squeaky, molly's towards main.
Na'Vi's nuke is so util driven. Look at all of this. This is round 2. NIP burnt out of position, flashed off the line. They've got no response. Like, maybe just go again.
Looks like Simple's come up with a better, maybe quicker way to throw that Molotov. Traditionally, we see him go up near one of those little aircon vents. Here, he's actually done it from I would say quicker. Yeah, quicker position to line on up. So, same util set we see from Na'Vi on a regular basis here, but I love the pace they're kicking things off with right now. And the double dip needing to come in for NIP. Just going to hold on to these upgraded pistols. No point giving them up here. Electronic's going to have a little bit of a look around towards yard, see if he can find and deny. Make their round 3 as easy as possible. This man on your screen right here, Hampus, down in that vent, he was a big force yesterday in that Astralis victory. Now, everybody showed up for NIP.
You take a Galil. Don't know if they're going to activate too much. Hampus is
Hampus.
flirting with it, and he will take Simple down and get away. All right, that's something, I suppose. The bomb could be an issue for him.
Yeah, he's not going to get away with that there. So I don't know if the risk versus reward is worth it there, right? He could have had a deagle, could have had a bit of extra armor with him right there. Does get the kill. Probably frustrates Simple a little bit there, but I don't know if that's the best of options.
I don't know if you want to make him mad. He's more Hulk than he is stroppy teenager. You won't like him when he's angry. To be fair, you don't like stroppy teenagers when they're angry either.
No,
but
that's true.
It's 2-0, and we are going to be seeing that second bite of the force by Cherry. They'll be conserving their funds. A little bit of an extra investment, a P250, so everyone gets their sidearm of choice.
Yeah, Hampus went in again with the buy. Looks like they're rinsing and repeating here. Squeaky naded open, Molly nade through. Molly lined up from Simple here, and that one's going to land the same. Back out they go, but more players here this time. Boomich cleaning house, plotzz on the trade. The damage needs to be done. He's
danced around beautifully and actually aggresses into the heart. It just falls on deaf ears, though. Device and plotzz thrust into the feed, and yeah, Na'Vi not rushing the plant and no reason to.
Yeah, get that sight.
Oh, that was stylish. And Hampus has actually caught Simple again, so the head-to-head for him's great, but no rounds to boast. And LNZ,
sketchy for a moment now.
It is. Electronic, however, has got this on lock. A new addition. We've spoken to him. We clarified. We're allowed to call him Linus. Or Linus if we were Swedish, but we're not. But LNZ when he's making the plays.
Yeah. So we're trying to, you know, give him the best of both worlds here.
Time to see the guns, Chad. I know it's only the first 3 rounds, but the way in which they've found them, it already kind of, it's got the feeling in my waters that Na'Vi might be bulldozing through this D-side.
And we've seen it plenty of times before, on LAN especially, right? We understand that this is possible here, but they're actually not going to keep the MAC-10, so upgrades throughout here for Na'Vi. And make sure they have primarily rifles. There's 2 Galils in the mix. On the other side, NIP's buys coming on through, and Device, he has his big green. More of a default spread right now. It's not just going to be that fast play in towards the top side. They're dropping down the smoke walls. And I love the timing. The details on the way that Na'Vi do their smoke walls, it is down to the finest of details here.
Hampus is no slouch at containing yard. He has a good read of the game, and there's a prime example. Strikes onto Electronic and immediately conditions him that he won't be getting away with all of his funny hijinks. Good use of their flashes, though. You can see as a ramp players, both Device and his compatriot have been completely repelled. Ramp is lost.
Do they know blamef is down, though? He was able to make it across.
Well, they will now. He's stampeding around. LNZ's not really reacting as if he does.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they do, right? I know that he's been quite loud on this, but they haven't acknowledged it.
They'll know quite quickly now, and yeah, LNZ does not deliver. The low site's lost. They're quick to react, so down the secret. I don't see a kit.
It's going to be a little bit problematic right now, and they've been smoked off. Huge gap on the side of that one right there from blamef. You need to be careful when they peek up their heads. Perfecto. He's just communicated that right now, and well, there is a kit on the site. You can see it here in Brehze's POV, but they're going to have to call that off. To go through the smoke denies, that's got about 18 seconds on it, and NAVI are going to get what seems to be quite an easy 4th round of play. They even lost the opening kill on the corpse here of Electronic, you can see.
Do we call that outmaneuvered?
I definitely think that, right, you could see that maybe they did acknowledge blamef because they went down secret instead of going down vent, and that's normally the fastest rotation point for your top players right there. But yeah, that was just through the virtue of the flashes alone, it felt like, and then the pressure onto LNZ towards that lower side. So, simple stuff.
And again, we saw, because we cut to Device's POV, right? So after he swallowed that flash and LNZ had already committed to the drop, Device was scared to re-aggress. He knew hell, like already in the pistol, they've made it clear, we can take hell from you as well. So with that loss of room, 2 well-placed flashes, so Perfecto and blamef getting some credit for those. Quick look at the scores to see your contributors, Rez and LNZ yet to find blood. Other than that, all good in the hood, and you'll be happy to know that NAVI did all get silver coins.
Okay, well, they've made some good predictions in the early stages of this one here. Looking a bit more furious towards top right now. blamef putting a lot of bullets through in that same util set. Device aggressive on ramp. He's gone fishing, and skin heart aggro from him.
Yeah, blamef gonna get caught out by that one. His crosshair misplaced, and Perfecto does claw it straight back. Rez, another death for him. Device aggressive, could catch a timing here. Simple's ready for you, and he strafes straight out, baits the shot. This is falling into place beautifully for NAVI.
Well, this is the NAVI we know and love right here. They're just decimating NIP. Anvis last man standing, doesn't have a chance. Electronic, that is nasty, and clean sweep right now. No gun saved across, and this is looking easy early.
They're intimidating, aren't they?
Just a little note with Plopsky. We saw it on the pistol round. We saw it just there on the gun round. It feels like the indication from maybe the game plan here of NIP is to play a little bit more aggressive towards lobby, not to give that space, right? They don't want to make sure they're not able to operate in their comfort zone. But the problem is, unless you're getting a couple of kills, you're going to spur them forward. So would be a nice time right now to take a timeout and allow Threat to chime on in, and that's exactly what they've done. First timeout called. B-stream update there. On the right-hand side of your screen, so close your eyes.
Still going?
Yeah, that is very surprising. Vitality off to a rough one here. EG, we've seen what they have come with, or what they haven't come with, really. But it is surprising to see that one even go a 3rd map. So I suppose we have to give props to EG for being competitive in a series. Just giving you a couple of the highlights here before we get back underway. But I can tell you that the buy is coming through for NIP here to contest for round number 6. And able to make this one work. AWP again. Silence them 4s for everybody. Kit on Plopsky, and enough util.
Quick wall smokes. Device has been dispatched to try and contribute this time. You can see just the rain, the hail of utility. Hampers early to rotate. Down that vent, will be the first to receive if he does commit. Gets the info at the bare minimum, can re-smoke on Squeak.
That's good info right there, because they're going down secret, so they know that there's a player in vent. This is going to put them on high alert as they go and try and clear. So if he's in the vent, it's unlikely that he's already gone towards decon. It means that he's less likely to be in their face, and
no
clear this out.
No smoke, yeah. He opted to throw it Squeaky, so he can't contain them, and now, oh, he's overwhelmed. He can't go either way. Perfecto hands out a clean headshot, and already Navi's sight. I mean, it's defended by one man, and that man does kick and scream just a little. A bit of a fuss from LNZ. 2.5.
Good trade.
That's enough to incite NIP to go for this, and another miss from Device. Movement from Simples. Not far off the mark. He's looking great. The bomb now ticking, and they've got to weigh up their options here.
Look at this, though. Bits almost won the round single-handedly. He's going to come down behind the vent and get that frag for free.
Yeah, just as he's committed to it as well. That's the end of Plopsky. That's surely the end of the round. Hunting him down. Device flustered. And that's just for survival. Call it 6. Chad, if they found 9-6, we'd have been sitting there going, well, it's still a functional T-half. That's the 6-0 start.
Yeah, this is beautiful stuff from NAVI. And you're right with the brehze utility coming out. You can see all of it swarming towards yard. You can see it also that same util we noted from the pistol there, the molly, the smoke towards Squeaky. And just how NIP have to put bodies on their line to chase their tail. What have we lost? What have we really lost, right? That's the question. Because it's fine for that util to go down, but if you don't know what's on the other side of it, then you're operating in the dark. So we might need to see something a little bit more aggressive from NIP coming into the next gun rounds here, right? They've been able to get those saved guns across. They can drop a couple too. So we can see another buy, and they're even going to go for another timeout. So, you know, you're mentioning this is looking bleak. You can tell that's the case here, right? You wouldn't be going for back-to-back timeouts if you're NIP if you weren't under the pump. But I think a fight, right? That's where they're going to need to make that change up. Get some aggressive maneuvers, maybe some yard control with multiple members. See if you can stifle electronic. Could even drop a player straight down towards lower just to deal with the idea of the vent drop. It does mean that you're giving up space elsewhere. You can't be strong everywhere. So you're not going to be able to lock down top ramp if you're going to put your forces towards that yard position. But they will buy again. Popsky into the MP9, M4s for everybody else.
No, it doesn't tell the whole story, but just checking in on those opening duels. And immediately it's worth noting that NIP have found 3. You know, 3 of these rounds, they were the ones to draw blood first. Imaginally it was quite quickly traded back, the pistol as a prime example. But NAVI are overcoming that 4v5 disadvantage comfortably and quickly. Brehze, an interesting incendiary. I wonder if that's to stop the main smoke. And oh my god, poor Plopsky. There's just so much being thrown at him, and bullets are a part of that concoction. Already the site is lost.
It's just brutal.
What do you do?
They have utility to retake. They're probably going to drop the one-way here. A couple of nades into the site. NAVI are stalling things out. They're planting just now, but a 5-on-4. This is rough. This is brutal.
Okay, a little bit of a glimmer for the NIP retake, but Chad, their body language does not imply...
No, and nor does the positioning of Hampus right now. This is another save.
Oh, God.
You can only bide your time for so long. This is going to be a quick half if it continues in this fashion.
Could you give me a quick, I mean, obviously you're watching the same thing as me, but a quick recap of what kind of top util that they're throwing? Is it just the skylight flashes and a molly back sight? That's what's suppressing them?
Well, they're starting off with nading open Squeaky, right? And then they're mollying and HEing in just to make sure that a player can't come across and deny the fast plays. But then you're constantly getting that Molotov from Simple to land behind the silos with the flashes as well. Then the pathing that they have, they just swarm that one player, which has become very, very common for top side players to play behind there. You're not playing top hut because of that Molotov as well. And with the positioning, they just swarm the site so well. And at that point, what are you meant to do?
So right? The counterplay eventually would be like, you know, underhand a smoke, play around it. We've seen teams do that, right? You double up, you have one person playing on the site outside of the smoke, the other sits in it. As it fades, you hope you catch a timing. But then as soon as you're doing that, they can go anywhere else.
Yeah, it's more here about the way that NAVI have done this, the patterns that they've shown. They did those plays on the anti-ecos early, and then they went back to more yard-significant maneuvers, right? With the same set of util again. Okay, it drops in front of Squeaky the smoke, the molly on the hut, the yard smokes again. But what are we actually looking at? We don't know where they are until they're in our face.
Yeah, and then suddenly one of your teammates starts making a call and you just don't know how much to take it as gospel. Hampus caught an opener last time they tested Warehouse. Let's see if Device can catch Electronics Adventure as well.
Very passive here, and it looks like they're going to slink the bomb down towards
silent.
Secret.
He hasn't heard a step. He has no confirmation. Hampus has to acknowledge the potential. There's some noise for Device to relay.
Yeah, just a little bit though, so there could be still many players over towards lobby. No information for NIP other than one little piece of noise.
Hampus, what's his nade situation? Okay, okay, he's going to stick around and fight. Too late now. Does not find the head. He won't last long.
They just swarm him.
One and done. Boomich stampedes the vents. They can go anywhere they want. He wants the sound cue to keep the feet planted, and LNZ's got it pretty much on his own. The late arrival, Bit versus Brehze, and Bit's better.
Linus is burning.
Yeah, nice find. Does just about pull one out of the hat. A 2-on-2 established. It's the best bet we've seen from the Ninjas, and he's partnered up. Perfecto allowed to retreat. A bit late from the vents from lobby side. He's very detached from the pack at this point.
Yeah, they're still worried. They don't know where both players are just now. And Bit's actually going to go back around towards ramp here, so it's not planted for him. He doesn't have any utility to flush them out either, so we'll need to start to get a move on here.
Okay, smoke decon, molly doors, hold it. The nade's not going to save the day in Decade. Oh, they're not expecting the ramp player.
Oh,
Bit does flub it. Just defuse. They're surely screaming. He's got the kit. 4, 3, 2, and it's a very quick run. Bit makes it just shy of the time. NIP will pull it out, but bloody hell, it doesn't get closer than that. A one-on-one and defusing run down as he does pull the round home.
Yeah, drama there because they lost everybody, so they will have to reinvest again. Fortunate because of those saves, they've actually been building a bank here, but you can see just how close this is here. You imagine if Bit doesn't flub the initial one right there, it could buy him a little bit of extra time, but unlucky start the scoreline. Still looking extremely bleak here. Same util set yet again. But you can see the mix-up. They went for something different, this time down secret, so they can continue to flip the script on NIP. Plopsky aggressive in towards Hut. Simple currently tasked with dealing with that.
Okay, now that's a change-up. Again, Hampus in his head-to-head. He's taken down Electronic. Stubborn in his yard hold. Device responsible for ramp and does already take a nice shot. He's going to be run down now, low HP. A good catch from Hampus, chips further away at Perfecto, operating at just a single point of health. Boomich going to apply some pressure, try and bait Plopsky to wrap around that corner.
Yeah, one of the problems right now is Plopsky can go forward at any time and call lobby clear, so Boomich is going to have to work somewhere else for space, and it appears he wants to go the long way around to yard. Bit and Perfecto just need to bide their time. You need to give Boomich an opportunity to work the magic here, but they're slinking back towards lobby as Plopsky pushes forward.
It's a big round for Ninjas. If they can convert this and take all those guns away, that's enough info for him. Backs away, passive stance. Boomich, however, the unknown entity, he has only got 1 point of health, so his contributions will be limited. Boomich, there he goes, he falls, and so the remaining two components with 18 seconds left start to work their magic. If they do want to go down the vent, a world where Device does fall as well, and Bit's giving him a way in. Oh, NIP cannot afford to let this slip. A 2 versus 4, Chad. Perfecto's had 1 HP this whole time. Finished off now, Bit to come up clutch, and he's not letting it slip. Shy of the mark in the previous. The clock's not going to get the better of him. It's working in his advantage, but Moon walks into it. Plopsky has the element of surprise. He doesn't quite find the weapon he's looking for. And we'll bring an AWP in the fray for Device. That's 2, though, for the Ninjas. And just slowly extracting that ridiculously stacked bank account. The coffers are still full for NAVI.
Yeah, the problem is, again, it's not convincing for NIP. Right, so they are getting the rounds on the board, but you can see now the virtue of the saved guns before for them as well is now meaning their buy is going to be a little bit light on here. So NAVI, regardless of losing the rounds, are the ones coming out on top of this. Bit with a great round. This second one here opens the door to make things possible.
Sorry, just making sure I'm caffeinated for this one. I'm feeling like it's going to be a long one.
Yeah, hopefully we get all 3 maps right. We want this to deliver now. I don't think I can go as far as saying this might be a grand final like preview, but this is definitely a match that we might get again within the playoffs. Here it is, this time, out squeaking for the fight. Boomich, we won't get the better of them, and 2 rounds in a row right now. We've seen Hampus get the better of Electronic, and now Rez on top of Boomich. Starting to find these opening picks. NIP are taking the fights and they're converting them. Yeah,
one of the few things that's really worked well for the Ninjas is dealing with Electronics. Oh, these kind of rounds. This time, Rez can't really save him. Playing the vent, shooting on the ladder. It's worked. What was that? A collab? Both of them caught Device from way downtown. He was in the warehouse as he finds that. 2 with the 1 bullet. The CT smoke locks Simple out for now. And he's got 5 Ninjas hunting him down. Wow, well, that's a stark contrast. Shall we go all 5 Ninjas alive as they convert?
Yeah, that's what you need to see. So now they can start to work on a bit of a bank and call this one back. Now, the fact they've already lost 7 rounds here to NAVI, they're only going to be salvaging the half, right? They could still win at 8-7, but don't know if that's going to be good enough here. The desk, we're talking about it. We mentioned it too. Here's the double of Device. Easy as you like, right? You get those every day of the week and a bit of a grin on his face. But once you move on to the CT side, Simple, he's the best CT-sided nuke player in the world, and he also has Electronic, who's fantastic as well about playing those yard smokes on the CT or T sides quite aggressively. But what are NAVI going to do now? They've taken a timeout. This is where Blade gets an opportunity to chime on in. Their game plan, I don't think it's been rumbled. They can still go to the resonance of what worked, but maybe slowing it down, taking the pace out of this. You've seen Plopsky continuing to be that thorn in the side, aggressive Hut. Just gives them a lot of early information. They're not playing in the dark.
So that's Navi's first timeout, right? That's just a response to NIP stringing together 3 consecutive. 2 1v1s and then a full 5 men alive 3rd round conversion. what was once max money, now about 5.9 on the high end for Bit. And 5 AKs, all of the flashes, and 5 smokes to be deployed. Let's see how many of them sail through early. NIP's utility has been very suffocating for the defense, and 2 for him to throw. The 2-for-1 special. Electronic's the only man that's going to be testing and trifling with this, and Device is getting a bit cocky with it. That flash, he's ahead of brilliant play. Can he get away? boomich is the unexpected. And brave to just take that head-on duel, anticipating Device to be looking elsewhere.
Yeah, different layers to Navi here on this T side, right? We've seen boomich actually be the sidekick to Electronic and Yard in a couple of these, and his space or his trades have been the difference maker. But hampus wanting to find one of his own up secret quickly. boomich.
He will check it.
Yeah, they know where you are.
Eventually. LNZ's got the main covered. It means Rez can keep his head turned towards Squeak if he desires or feels the need.
Simple's coming towards Yard as well here, so hampus took a look and, wow, calls it clear. That's the wrong call. The info actually playing against them now as NIP are looking elsewhere for information.
They've got no one up heaven, no one to take a look.
I think they're going to try and go down secret here. Their body language, well, in-game body language is hinting that way, and hampus is turning his attention back now, so he's about to have a head-on collision with boomich. And he converts it, needs to get on out quickly.
That's huge from hampus. LNZ, he was right to consider it the lockers for info, but unwilling to take those duels, doesn't want to take that gamble. So much room now for Navi to stretch their legs and to claw back. 4-3. And with 28 seconds left, Chad, they have to start their commit shortly.
I don't want to say it here, but unless Perfecto doesn't get up ladder and doesn't get space, they might just call this one off, because they're going forward now. They're running out of time. They need to get this kill.
Nah.
There's only 11 seconds left.
They're going topside with 9 seconds left, and Rez will fall.
He needs to be planting now.
Could be Nah, no time. Simple realizes.
Yeah, that's just a classic Navi, and not this version of Navi, the organization, right? That's not one you see too often these days here. Simple gets a kill after time. Not going to be the end of the world over there for NIP, but yeah, you could just see a little bit indecisive there on their finish. So blanking them here, at least in the last few, there's 4 in a row. So really, it's not a momentum shift just yet, but they're starting to build. It's good to be able to mentally bounce back from that, especially on the opponent's pick, right? A lot of teams, they might just roll over. Putting up the fight RNIP. And the guns are back out for both. So no dramas as far as the purchases go. Same util set dropped again. This time hampus is across in towards the lip of secret. Rez forward as well, calling that nobody's dropped down the vent. So doing a great job of seeing the early info that Navi are trying to take and make.
They molly this so frequently. Flash at the bare minimum. Does hampus really get away with this? And he actively hunts for it. Now he can get himself out of trouble if he desires. Drops the incendiary to buy the time. boomich, the sidekick, likely still there. A lot of pressure on the young gun's shoulders here. He's done some good nade damage. He's called Daddy Device over to kick the bullies from the playground. Simple, however, has taken space. That molly won't keep Device caged forever, but the pressure is
This is huge
continuing.
from boomich.
Is
This
Device
is
aware?
huge. No idea. They have no idea. The timing is perfect.
Oh, boomich, you beast. And now they can join the squad and return to the fray for the 3v3.
Couple of calls that they can make wrong here. Right? If they don't stick together, if they don't start to get a wriggle on, they might get NIP finding them out before they know it. Orp thrown to Simple, still smokes here. They can smoke off the windows and they can smoke decon if they'd like. Rez taking back space, and this could be a problem right now. Simple thinking he's getting a lot of respect here, just trying to scoop up some nades. Doors and window, they're going to leave decon open. Simple can just scope in on decon, right? He could just hold it from that position right there. So the site basically covered off, but Rez's timing is everything here. Is Simple going to consider it?
hampus trying to distract. Doors as well, makes it clear. Nade will soften him up. It's up to Rez here. The cursory glance from Simple, another will come. This is the window, this is the opportunity, and Rez has taken him down. Now decon's open for business, the AWP are gone. boomich tucks in, this is a good crossfire from the remaining 2. Perfecto and boomich looking to overcome the odds. Grouping up, hampus has tapped their head and they find him quick, now dead. That is a nice one from Nip. And they continue their run, Chad. It has been close. I mean, at some point, diffusing with no one left. Bit, of course, running you down after time. But after that, they've built upon it. We've got ourselves a competitive half here.
Yeah, some of these are going to be getting frustrating for Navi now. Just how close it's been. If they could have won these, then this half, it could be double digits by this point here. But NIP, they continue to hang on. And that all came down to Rez's timing on that push, right? Because the site, they had to fortify to make sure the bomb down went down first. There was a lot of contact being taken from the double doors position with nades and bullets coming on through. But this is how it kicked off, right? I think we really have to turn our attention to Hampus and how much of an issue he has been in terms of finding those opening kills. And he's one of those in-game leaders as part of that new breed with the arts, with the Nafinis of the world here, who like to get aggressive and take the issues into their own hands. So finding those kills is setting NIP up on a pedestal to start this comeback. And they've almost drawn this back. Just 2 rounds the difference right now. The positives for NIP during all of this, lost bonus building, bombs going down. So the plants have facilitated the AKs for one more time. But what are they going to do as far as the call goes? You might need to see something a little bit different now. We're going to go for the bailout of the top hit again that was working so well. Is it going to be a complete pace change where they go nice and slow? But here's the man we were talking about, Hampus on your screen right here. Is an absolute nuisance to deal with. Would be such a frustrating player to play against.
Especially considering typically we're talking about the frustrating players he's playing against. Electronic and blamef have been kept caged by the Swede. In-game leader for NIP, and here he goes again. Normally Electronic gets a whole lot of respect here, and he spotted you.
Must have seen something.
That's
it looks like it. Lots of talking as well. Lots of talking from Electronic here.
If they smoke off device, like, does he have a sight line right now? Yeah, Hampus is isolated. Oh, okay. If Electronic tried funny business around the box, device does support him. Want to flash him off. Oh, and that's the end. Patience prevails, and an early frag for Navi's favor.
I think he spotted something there as well, Electronic.
You think?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, they flashed him off. They're doing so much work. He's doing everything he can, but they just get this info for free every time he thinks he can reposition.
Yeah, playing games with them there, that's huge. Just the info gathering from Electronic. The first kill's great. The second to note where the AWP is, and brehze is pushing forward now.
Bloody hell.
Info exchange from both teams here, but attention turned back towards top site. brehze is about to have company.
Got no nades, Chad, and he opts for the vents.
Oof, that's heard audible right there. It has hit bit. They'll call that one out. They'll know that players were close trying to slink on around it. It will force them back towards ramp. Or will it? They were looking in that direction. Really considering this topside pincer here. They have enough utility. They got mollies for behind the vent, smoke off towards main.
Oh, that's a delivery. brehze goes 1 for 1. Bomb loose. Squeak 25 is a good chance for the Swedes here. Scooped up smoke for main, but they don't check the hut. Nice one from plopski. Head on a swivel. Does get caught, but nice trades again. Heaven delivers. And down the vents, bomb on his back. Bit could get them some extra cash.
This is quick here. Linus is already going to be responding to things from ramp. He'll just get the kill. He'll just get the kill.
Way! That's
really
perfect.
Good awareness. That's great awareness right there. As soon as he spotted him going vent, he didn't hang around to try and get the kill. He just went straight down the ladder, straight towards ramp, understood the situation well. So from the rookie, from the youngster, that's great heads up Counter-Strike right there. And now it's just one round in it. The plant didn't come on through. The buy for Navi going to be looking suboptimal. A Galil for blamef. So gone are the days of just AKs and gone are the days of all that momentum. Navi started this one steaming hot, piping hot, 7 straight. And now it's been 6 back from NIP.
Yeah, it did. It did have the trimmings and the feelings of a bit of a bulldozer, but definitely had the wheels come off a little now for Navi. Device and Electronic continue their battle of wits. He's getting across courtesy of his flash. Red container lost. The second flash enables him to take all that space. Rez does not suppress. Electronic ready to impress. He's down secret, and his presence alone has pulled Hampus.
This will be a big fight right here because it's just Electronic, and he likes to just park the bus, right? Because we know the info plays we've seen, both looking like they're leering forward. Oh, wow. And this time Electronic gets the better of him. Simple's also pushed out Squeaky during all of this. Could be a play from Simple here, but it's blamef in the meantime to grab another.
Running out of options and running out of players now, Ninjas. Plopski's going for an audacious stick around on the hut there, reaggressing. It's down to timing here, Plopski. If you can keep them busy in lobby, the flank will come in. Perfecto, eliminated. That will keep Navi's head on a bit of a swivel now, descending loudly. Yeah, indecision indeed. Reflected in their movements. Ninja's going to have to talk this one through.
Yeah, Astralis plan is very open here. NIP probably shouldn't risk going for this where the finances are at right now because they've battled back into this. They've actually dropped their loss bonus down to bottom of the barrel. So for them, into the next round of play, it will only be 1,400. So having to hedge their bets that they can still get themselves 7 rounds here, holding onto the AWP and the rifles. Electronic was close enough that it locked down CT spawn. I don't think he was expecting anybody to try and save in his domain. And Navi, they finally break their silence here.
Looked like Electronic got caught off in that duel in secret, but still managed to adjust his spray through the corner into Hampus.
It's not really a high fragging game right now, and that's just because of virtue of all these saves here. So both teams happy to let it lie when it needs to. But yeah, you consider just how close some of those rounds were. The clutches that Bit found himself in where he couldn't convert. Those were the difference makers. That was the fuel to get the engine started of NIP to get back into this. I still don't envy them here. Well, they're going to have to flick on over to the T side where things are going to be difficult. Here we go. Final round here within the first half. No dramas on the buy department for either team.
Hampus, the former secret holder, is going to go the long route round. The double orbs are deployed, and he's going to take that secret side. You can see they're setting up for some top util. Simple with the same. Device does not give in, and he's aware of the boomage crawl. He loves to swing into main from that util, and this time it's a Bit that opens the NAVI account up to Plopsky. He needed both. Robbed of that opportunity. Device has had the call that they're low and just trying to time it right onto Perfecto. Vision restored. NAVI rescind. And back now towards ramp. LNZ will hear this and just tucking in. He catches them off guard. His presence alone is good enough. Not going to get much more. Bomb to be planted and uncontestable, I believe.
Hampus already here.
Quick on the scene. He could.
There's no cover.
There's no cover. He will. Simple gets off the bomb, but he's dropped it now. And just doesn't really have the health to go for this. This looks like they've tied it up 8-7. A 1T half, a spectacular haul for NAVI, but NIP will be happy with that.
That's really brave from Hampus there, right? Because they're going for that plan, and the reason Perfecto's not worried about the single door is because the most susceptible place for Simple to go down during that plan is the double door, right? You don't expect players to swing that open and peer out so wide. That's a spot that you'd expect to be covered off in that scenario, but Hampus with another risk and another big kill, so impact being felt from him. 11 kills for Hampus, the in-game leader of NIP, 12 for Device, the superstar, Bit on the other side of things with 12 and 10 for Perfecto. Everybody else for NAVI just with 7 kills apiece. So that's a little bit of a worrying sign. And I don't mean for NAVI. I mean for NIP. Because now on the CT side, if Simple and Electronic start doing their absolute best work, this is where it's going to hurt. And that first half already looked like it hurt. But they can hold their heads high. They've been able to make this a very respectable first half. Look here to get underway with the pistol.
It's exactly the same buy as Navi's T-pistol. A smoker molly and Kevlar alongside.
We got Perfecto here into a CZ75 here. So they normally do this spawn-based NAVI for the player to go up ladder and get on top of hut, and that's the way that they're going to try and stop these top rushes. So we're on screen with Perfecto here, who will do exactly that, but he's not going to get the business straight away. They're actually walking over towards ramp, and that is where Bit lies.
Top of the scoreboard, Bit. The headshot machine. Not interested in that, and you can hear the stampeding feet of the entire T-pack. Holding a line and clicking some heads. Bit does take one down for good measure, but long range, and LNZ, he may not be at the top of the scoreboard, Chad, but the impact is there. It's being felt, and Res tested. Perfecto running out of bullets in the CZ, though. 8 left prior to having to rebuild it. Has done so now.
Hard
Simple
retake.
and him, yeah, trying to clear their corners. LNZ will be able to have an opportunity, and
Scrapped out.
look at this flight path from Simple. He'll catch him unawares. He's missed his first chance. Gets some info. Device will neutralize his partner in crime, but Simple hits 2 of the 3. LNZ pulls it across the line for the ninjas in pajamas, and that's going to really help. Don't forget that NAVI off the back of their pistol got an absolute sprint of 6. No, more. 7, excuse me, on the trot. And he gets 3 here. That one in particular, like Electronic was stubborn. He didn't expect anyone with a Glock to be winning that duel with him.
Yeah, this here from Simple was almost one of those magic moments we talk about, right? 2 lovely shots, and then LNZ just going to close him on down there. But if you got all 3, that would have been the fire starter for NAVI. Forced by in, Simple into the scout towards ramp again, and Bit grabs 1, and he's away.
That's perfect. Could not have asked for more from your ramp defender.
They're still coming.
Yeah. They're going to be quick on this, and Hampus not expecting Bit, who's doing it everything you required of him.
Just spotted here.
Oh, and Plopsky's trying to save them, but it feels like too much chaos has been caused. Now Electronics name in the feed, and immediately NAVI make NIP sweat. Device with an AK. The nade's well placed, but that's something else from Simple.
The lifesaver.
Keeps Bit alive. What have you got, Device? He's already got a scout bullet lodged in his thigh, and Simple just laughs at him. Won't be recovering that AK, or no, Bit's grabbed it. But my God, immediately NAVI take control.
And that's 2 rounds in a row where the youngsters of each of these teams have stepped up with massive impact. LNZ on the pistol round there with 3. Bit here, the fact that he gets 2 kills, he's even able to delay. You can see how snappy he's been with that deagle, right? It's not 2 to the body anymore. He's just getting 3 bullets out of that nice and quick. So he's adjusted to that update. But Simple with the wiggle, the signature wiggle right there. Impact to close this one out, and now the shoe on the other foot. NIP have to have a bit of a chat, losing that force buy down to the 1400 loss bonus. No plant to make this one look pretty. Yeah, they take a timeout.
Celebrations were cut short very quickly.
They are going to buy. We can already see here they've started to invest. There's some util on res. There's a HE, which is normally very telling that Squeaky is going to be blown open. So a couple of options here. They can blow it open as a fake, and then they can head over towards ramp quite quickly, or they could do something when they want to go for a vent drop, or just a bit of a top play with that Squeaky door being blown open, the utility coming in through main.
There's his headshot percentage. We're keeping track of that. 73% for this boy on 15 frags. It's just so insanely consistent. I think he's had games where he's finished on 90 plus.
Yeah, standard for Bit here just to get those headies. He doesn't have any dramas. He understood. He got the brief. He understood the task at hand.
What was it that Simple told him? Aim higher.
Yeah, that's the one. Well, it looking fast top.
Oh, okay. But boom, it should have him dead to rights here, but the flashes from NIP have given him space. Yeah, enough space for a second, and as their vision's restored, so is normality. Electronic likely takes this head-to-head. 4 bullets or more to Hampus. And Rez, yeah, just a P250. He'd love a frag.
This is rough now to have the force by go this way. Rez had the info advantage, but now it's all against him. Electronic finishes off with the USP, and the fact that they force by in there only get 1 kill, that's not what you want in that scenario, right? You want to plant at least, you want a couple of kills, at least keep it costly here. NAVI have an opportunity to skyrocket up to 11 rounds with ease, and as long as they keep everybody alive, be looking good for future gun rounds. So NAVI are setting themselves up here to close this one out. We're going to have another round of play before we see NIP be able to get in with the AK-47s and all the other goodies. That's not even talking about device into a T-side AWP. So you can just see how conservative they're having to be right now on this T-side. Not a single thing purchased. And let's see, are NIP going to operate with the quick? Oh, they are. Over the top, the waterfall. Simple's in place this time. MP9 in hand, doing a bit of farming. Even Electronic, they combine, and that's the ones we want. The quick ones. The quick ones. Okay. Now the AKs come out. And this is where the game plan of NIP needs to be established, right? This is where we need to see what type of T approach they have. It was very clear from NAVI. Blow open Squeaky, molly top a hut, drop the smoke, the yard smokes, right? We know exactly what they were operating with. NIP now need to do the same. But the problem is they don't have the buffer of the pistol rounds, the 2 anti-ecos to start conditioning the top hits and all those other little details. Like a lil here for Plopsky, so util to be name of the game. You need those smokes to get the walls towards yard. Red cross down.
Oh, device. And he's got a lovely gap on that smoke, and it's just textbook from Electronic and NAVI.
I love this setup that they do. It's very cocky, right? Simple there, just covering off towards top heaven. He can chime on in. Electronic gets that frag, and oh, I don't want to say it, Alex, but I think this one's done. Not the map, the round. All right, everybody, calm down.
Map 2, though.
I'm excited for Overpass. I won't lie. We've definitely seen some really positive things out of NIP in the past on that map, even back in the days when they still had twistzz on the team.
Oh. He was ready for it every day of the week. If anything, that was what he was jiggling for.
Yeah, you understand, because when people drop those smokes, some players treat it as a bit of a wall. They don't worry about the wall going through, but not going to fool Boomich here today.
And it's just, I think it's part of human psychology as well, because, you know, it's like, maybe they didn't notice that the door was blown off. Maybe they're expecting a sound cue. But the grey screen for LNZ, and Boomich has got much better eyes.
Was that a Dobby impression you were doing?
Dobby?
Dobby?
I don't think
Master.
that one was.
No?
Master has given Dobby a sock. Dobby is a free elf. Well, I think NIP are...
Just like Sanji now.
Oh, he is.
Free to roam and frolic and even buy his own guns, old Sanji, but...
Yeah, well, whatever VP were, they're definitely Slytherin, that's for sure.
Well, here we go. NIP into just another little half buy. Interesting to note that plotzzz's gone for Julies. So we've been seeing more and more of that. It's cheaper now. Oh, they've just rumbled the smoke wall right there. There's going to be another big gap. Amper's not going to think about going anywhere near Yard, but that means that they know that there's nothing out there. They know that there's not going to be any pressure towards Secret, and Bit's on high alert. Yeah, and see with that, it's like, well, okay, we didn't get the space we wanted. We're not playing the silly games of the rotations right now. Do we just want to walk into ramp, which is one of the easiest choke points just to put bullets down range? They reconsider. And you may as well just bait out this utility now. We talk about this, force the CTs to expend everything to have to rebuy into the next round of play.
It does feel relatively redundant when you've already got the coffers stacked to 10k for simple.
Yeah. I'm with you there.
They're up at 12. It's like maybe we could just throw our bodies into some sort of commitment as a unit. And they are, at least as a unit. The 3 of the 4 now, only 2 of the 3 out in Yard. And Simple's just going to continue to go hunting. He's been softened up. He is susceptible to a deagle at range. And plotzzz's Julies are completely booked.
Teamwork, though, that's what the details you're looking for here. That's how you know communication is an all-time high, right? When you're getting flashed in for your teammate for picks against ecos, that's great, right? That is the details. You're not getting too bloodlusty as far as the kills go. And if comms are on point, you hear it from the teams all the time, right? Yeah, communication was good today. And that's what they're talking about here. It's just those details of making sure it's clear. This many players spotted. Flash for me now. You know, this is open. Right? Those little details make a massive difference. But we will see the buy coming through for NIP. There's an AWP that's purchased up for device. So this is going to be the first round they have everything to have their optimal buy, right? When you have an AWP-like device, you want him to take some map control, take some fights. You need him to have the big green. They are taking their time on this purchase right here, and it will be the last tactical timeout taken from NIP, so they won't have any more to call right now within this map. It's going to be virtue of NAVI. If NAVI opt to take the timeout, then yeah, luckily Threat will get a chance. But with the way things are going, potentially only 3 more rounds of play here, I don't think that'll be necessary for the NAVI side. And this is a really strong showing. They've only had one bad half of a half. It makes sense, I promise.
It does. A bad quarter.
Yeah, that's the one. All right, well, they're letting device off the leash here. Right, he's going to peek. He's just going to peek behind the red box real quick. Oh, that tells me they're quite ready for that maneuver right there. The nade right on the dome. Cop that one.
He's still got... Oh, he just looked away, and
So
Electronic has a peek. Oh, my Lord. He's knocked the head off a res as well. Trims his fringe. Yard is his. Like, he's on the T and CT side, a master of his craft. Hampers with the scavenger away. Dragon Lore gives them a little bit of hope. Short-lived. LNZ caught as a lobby lurker, and now, well, they know where you are, and the space will be taken. By the time plotzz, as you can see, returns or considers his return, they could be anywhere. T roof jumping on your silo. Down in the depths, as if you consider the secret descent, and there's so much time here as well. 60 seconds last seen on the red container.
Yeah, batten down the hatches here. At this point of the game, you don't want to be opting for a save here, so they should try their luck, and they will. Hampus leading the charge with the AWP across. Boomich is actually playing this quite reserved. He's not looking for info. In a 4-on-2, you're more than happy to turtle up, but they're coming his way.
Oh, plotzz does go down, thrusts Hampus into the clutch, and he's not taking his most direct route to the site. Perhaps he could catch Simple if you are loud about this, and Simple's got the smoke to guise him as well.
For that.
Thank you very much. And left, right. Good night.
Okay. Well, when Simple's knifing you know it's a game against NAVI. That was way too simple right there. And even the fact that Boomich goes on down over towards Secret, he gets one. Right, he gets one. Oh, we have all the info right now. Hampus, what are you going to do? There's no surprise anymore. And this one has run away from NIP. Back down to the pistols. No plant dramas now. And when we say no plant, there hasn't been a single plant here within this T-half from NIP. Not a single plant. And we spoke about the positives of that, right? When the fact you get the bomb down, the lost bonus builds, you can continue to get the buys going through. Well, not the case at all for the Swedes. And salt in the wound right there. So they're setting up for a late top pounce. Boomich with the information. Here you go. You can see that util being lined up now. They like to waterfall these flashes, so Hampus has extra flashes that are left next to him here. He can throw 4 flashes through these skylights and hope that that's enough to get them onto the site and get this bomb down.
Here they come. The flashes are in, but Perfecto's name is first in the feed. He's safe from the molly. 2 on the site as well. And that's only if he's required. Simple, the backup not needed to be deployed. Perfecto's done more than enough. And already falling flat as a pancake. NIP looking as useful as a chocolate teapot. And it's just a product of NAVI. Oh, there's a response.
That's a nice shot.
Dink exchange. Hampus has found the mark. LGB stickers?
Yeah, look, you saw him tweet, and they wanted to get hooked up, right, with some nice skins. I've seen a couple of them with voxic or hollows on their guns and stuff, right?
I forgot Hampus went begging.
Yeah. Please, sir, I would like some skins. Yeah, but when you see the Fox Eminor hollows from 2014 coming out, you know they're splashing the cash. The iBuy power stickers, all of it. Not cheap.
Fox Eminor, you know, I don't really remember them.
Oh, well,
do you know anything about them?
Yeah, a few things.
Where were they from? Were they Mongolian, was it?
No, we don't. Look, Alex, they're an Australian Counter-Strike team.
Australian.
Just some plucky underdogs.
And a fearless leader with beautiful surfer locks.
Gone are the days. Gone are the days. But Electronic, well, you know what? If he doesn't get any contact towards Yard here, he might even consider pushing. And if he does that, he's going to catch this NIP who are setting up for a top hit. You can see all the util being lined up. They're moving into position now. He might even be disconnected from the pack because the hit looks like it's going to be coming before he pushes. Simple, rotates in time, gives him the smoke, but here they come.
Okay. Last chance saloon for the Ninjas, and Plopsky does put his best foot forward. More contributions this time. Brehze, the site now theirs. Best bet we've seen from the Ninjas. It only gets better. The Tracer's invisible, doesn't stop Brehze tracking.
Now they've already felt what it's like for NIP to come back again, so this might just mean that NIP win the round, right? Because NAVI, as much as you have cash to go for this, you already know that NIP are capable of coming back in and, oh, Device, he's going to get a kill or two here. One down, the other spotted. Simple with the trade, but now they know where the AWP is. You can hunt him, that's fine. He still has 8k. Simple's happy to take these guns away.
He's looking chill. Oh, he's got so many backs turned. What are you doing, Simple? Oh no, he's gone full Predator mode. Full camouflage. And he has been spotted out in the end. He's definitely feeling himself. Trying to hide away the AWP.
Yeah, he was just trying to deny them giving that to Device. So now Device is going to have that big grin. You can see what he was thinking there.
Could have tried to lob it over that fence in the same way Mals were throwing their smoke.
Strong arms, almost made a little bit of a miracle maneuver right there. But as we mentioned, plenty of cash. And do NIP do it again? Right? Do they start the comeback again? Or is this one
They
done?
just decided they'd like to do NAVI nuke on mythic difficulty, where they always have a full buy and you have to win 7 rounds in a row.
Well, maybe they don't realize you can win like the first 7 or 8 rounds. You have to wait, right?
Yeah.
No, NIP are the nice guys, right? You know, they're giving them an opportunity here.
They ran out of timeout, so normally it's threat that tells them that they're allowed to win the 7 rounds initially.
Okay.
Let's see how this one goes. They've dispatched that recovered AWP. And Electronic and Simple are partnered up. Brehze versus Simple. This is a big determining factor of how long this game has left. Look at the angle Bits opted for here. We'll see how diligent LNZ is on his clears. Oh, it comes too easy to him. Another headshot for his haul. NAVI a man advantage, looking to finish off their map pick convincingly. Still 75% of those headshots, as well as he posts another bit, leading the entire server in that capacity by a large margin.
Yeah, you know, I said Simple only had 7 kills in the first half. He now has 22.
You called it.
Yeah, so it's just about him coming alive. He is the best CT-sided nuke player in the world, right? And he's proving that here again today. There's something.
Yeah, he'd need more. Simple's not going to give him that heaven peak he desires. He'd rather catch him. This is the clear. He's so good. Gets away. Hail Mary, no scope. A smoke to play around. They'll be able to deny and force and channel them into the right side of the site. I don't hate the descent, but there is Bit here.
He's already here.
To house them. And you're not ready. You're just not ready. One more will cut it. Bit locks it down. NAVI make mincemeat of the Ninjas on their pick. Nuke. And it's as easy as that. And NIP had nothing